Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And today, whenever you see this, I would like to offer the elemental energy reading for the month of December 2023 for the elemental energy of air. So if you are new here, I read elements instead of working with the zodiac. I'm more comfortable with the elements than I am the zodiac. And if you're wondering a little bit more about that, there's a link in the description down below explaining kind of why I read for the elements versus the zodiac. But if you do follow the zodiac, the air element covers Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So if you are Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, this one is for you. Or if you've had your charts done, there's a little section on most of them that say your elemental alignment. So if you're high on air, then this would be a reading for you. You can check out all the readings. I'm sure you'll find something worthwhile in each one of them. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy this type of content, please drop a like on the video. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions, please drop them in the comment section down below. And I don't just do the tarot. I have started using the I-ching as part of our monthly readings. And so we are doing the I-ching as well. And the hexagram that I cast beforehand is hexagram 39 for air, and it is the trouble hexagram. And the text is the trouble. The west and the south are favorable, but not the east and the north. It is advisable to see a great man. Persistence in a righteous course brings good fortune. So there's some footnotes here. Let's see what it means with the east and north, because that's kind of a unique way. It means that is to say, if we try to forward our plans by proceeding either of those directions, south or west, we will get bogged down or lost. It also means that we should be driven to unvirtuous conduct. So you definitely want to be careful of fire and water, because that is south and west. It also says here we should seek advice from someone of lofty moral stature and profound wisdom. So that's what it means when it says oh no, south and west are fine. So fire and water, I read that backwards, sorry. The east and the north, so your own element, probably not your safest bet, and north, which is earth. It's also advisable to see a great man. Find someone that you trust, and if you have questions or you're not really sure about something, make sure that there's someone you trust and actually have knowledge in the area that you're looking to find answers, whether that is relationships or religion is what they're showing me. So just be aware that pay attention to the people you're hanging out with this next month. Excuse me. So our bottom line right down here, it's the first broken one, helps if I'm on the right page. It says, going involves trouble, coming wins praise. So you're not looking outwards. You're not chasing something at this point. This is that stillness drawing something to you, which for air, not always the easiest thing. You guys like motion. But in this particular instance, chasing something, going after something is not the best option. Finding stillness and allowing it to be drawn to you is the better option for this month of December. So our second place, the king's minister meets with difficulty upon difficulty, but through no fault of his own. Just because you have friends around you that are trying to be supportive doesn't always mean that they're going to do the right things. So the king's minister, for me anyway, is showing that you may have that one friend or that couple of friends that always are trying to support you, and this month in particular, every time they do, it's going to end up not being the most beneficial. That doesn't mean that they're at fault. They're trying their best. It just means this is not the time for their particular kind of help. So our third line, to proceed would lead to trouble, therefore turn back. Just because you have goals, dreams, ambitions, drives, things that you are aiming for and moving towards, This month is not a time to race after them. This would be a good time to, and it says turn back, but what they're showing me is looking back, figuring out where you're at, make sure your foundation has been laid correctly. So when you look back, you're making sure, did that step, did I miss anything? Is there something that I'm not quite clear on? And just making sure all of that is lined up is what they're bringing through for this one. So the fourth line, this one right here, to proceed would lead to trouble, whereas those coming will forge useful connections. Again, they're really wanting to make it clear this month of December, actively chasing, pursuing, or hunting your dreams, goals, ambitions is not advised. Stopping, allowing the law of attraction to actually work, because you put these intentions out to the universe, let the universe do their part. And that's what they're saying at this juncture is this next month, there's a lot that's going to be coming into you if you're in one place. But if you're continually moving, you're going to miss opportunities. So let's look at the fifth line. In the midst of severe trouble, friends arrive. So even though things might not be the best feeling this month, what they're saying is even in those times, there's a light in the darkness. There are benefits that can come out of this. As long as you're remembering at their times to run, chase, move forward, there's other times when it's time to pause, reflect, and collect yourself. And during those times when you're pausing, the friends come to you. You don't have to chase them, which is actually beneficial because you can conserve your energy better. So, our capstone here, the top line, to proceed would lead to trouble. Coming will produce excellent results. It's advisable to seek a great man. The emphasis that they're bringing forward with this is seeking counsel of those who've been there, done that, is not a bad idea this month. Chasing something, not advised. Learning to attract the things through non-action, that sounds difficult. It sounds outside the norm, but the reality is in this coming month of December for air, it's really about finding stillness within and allowing the universe to bring the things into you that you've been working towards, whereas in previous months it's been pursue, move. December, it's time to bring it down a notch or 2 or 10 and really focus on allowing the things to come to you. You've done the previous work, you've set yourself up for success, now allow the universe to fill those voids. So, with that, we'll hop into the tarot reading, and I read intuitively, obviously. So the messages that come through may not be the messages that are on the cards exactly. I read week to week. There are approximately 4 weeks in December, give or take a day or two. And each week I read a guide or guardian for you, a message from source, which is a supportive message, and a lesson or challenge from the tarot, which is a lesson to be worked on or a challenge that may be coming forward. These messages may not apply for everyone. Take what works for you and leave the rest for someone else. If you're interested in any of the decks that I'm using, they're linked in the description box below, as well as the book on the I-ching that I like to use, and there's a kit there as well for using the reads with it. With that, we'll get started with the first week of December for air. Your guide or guardian is the Sunshine Yellow Dragon. Helps you help animals. Serving animals, heal, respect, and understanding. So this first week is about connecting with your animal world. If you've never worked with animal guides or guardians, this would be a good time to call upon the Sunshine Yellow Dragon to introduce you to your spirit animal guide. If you already have that guide, they're saying that this first week is a really good time to connect, maybe deepen that relationship, or open up to a message. They're saying that there's a message that could be coming through kind of out of the blue, because they're showing me that you have not talked to your spirit animal guide in a while, and they're bringing something very important forward in this first week. They're not saying what, but they're definitely saying that this is a time to really tap into that realm, because there's things coming through that you that they can help you understand the knowledge that you've gained. And there's tying back to the I-ching, this is one of those let the friends come to you thing, and that's what they're doing, is they're bringing you information in this first week. So your message from source, these are positive reinforcements or reminders. It's the order of Melchizedek, embraced by light, mission uncovered, don't give up. Melchizedek was a king in the Bible. He's also referenced in multiple alchemical research papers, and there's others resources in religion and spirituality that talk about Melchizedek. The order of Melchizedek are, in some references, alchemy, and others they're just very powerful wizard type people where their knowledge has increased the light in this planet. So you have the order of Melchizedek coming in saying this is a really good time to tap into the higher frequencies, tap into that higher vibrational energy. This could be that wise person that is coming in to help guide you or advise you, or the person you're seeking out for help. But really pay attention to the wisdom that comes to you in this first week, because your animal guides are bringing some, but they're also showing that there is another outside person who is very respected in his specifically his world, that is going in his realm of study. This has messages that would be beneficial for you. So let's look at your lesson or challenge from the tarot. It is the Five of Chalices. So this is your one of your companion elements. This is water, Five of Waters. And they're showing that there's a little bit of sadness here. Like something has fallen apart. And the lesson or the challenge here is, even though it's fallen apart, are you going to ignore the rest of them that are scattered around her that are still upright? Are you going to ignore the good things that are happening because one thing didn't go so well? And this one thing, they're saying, is a distraction. It's not something that is really super important in the overall scheme of the world, because you're working with these other messengers that are coming forward in this first week, and there's one thing that could cause a hiccup. It's a distraction. So don't get deviated from the messages from this wise person and your animal guides by this one hiccup in life. So for your second week's guide or guardian, we have the Source Dragon. Attunes you to the infinite. Be still in the silence. Magic happens. Be in the moment. Source Dragon is source energy. This is the dragon that was there when God Source Divine created the universe. He or she, depending on how you see the Source Dragon, was there and was created from that vibrational energy of creative source when the universe was spoken into being. So that dragon can help you speak things into being. When you work with this type of energy, what they're showing me is the law of attraction kicks in that quick. You're not chasing. You are standing here and you are proclaiming what it is you're creating. And by doing that, you allow the universe to fill that void. You've spoken it, which means there's something should be here. And the Source Dragon energy can bring that something actually to you. Again, working with that energy of stillness is how you're drawing things this month. You're not chasing. So let's see what the message from Source is for this second week of December. And we have the Venusian Galactic Council, star being guides answering the call, and time to shine. Source Dragon is bringing in powerful energy to help you create. The Venusian Council is also bringing in your Galactic Council. If you haven't worked with them yet, or you don't feel like this resonates for you, your Divine Council will work as well. But it's bringing in your higher frequency guides, and they are coming in because you've called for them. You have put out the intention through the Source Dragon. You've put out your intentions, they're showing me, for the last year, and now's the time for the universe to step in and say, okay, you've done the work. You have proved to us that this is where you're headed. This is what you want. Now it's time for us to bring in our higher frequencies and actually help you finalize things. But it's not so much you doing this, and they're wanting me to remind you of this. This is you standing still, stating out loud, this is what I'm doing, and the universe saying, we got you. So Your lesson or challenge from the tarot is the Five of Swords, another five, but this is the five of your element. And they're showing with this card that there's a little bit of disappointment. Again, things may not be going the way you want them to go, but is the higher you, your higher self, are they upset by it? Because your higher self is a little bit different. They're showing me that this is more of the you in this moment. This is more of your higher self, where you're feeling a little bit down because things aren't working out just the way they want. Again, this is how it's coming to me for this reading. But your other one, your higher self, is not happy about how things are turning out, mainly because it's affecting you in a negative state. But the lesson is, these are not concrete disappointments. These are glitches. This is stuff that's things that are not going to be long term. These are minor things that are affecting now, but they're not going to affect the overall outcome of what's moving forward here. So let's see what your third week guide or guardian is all about. And we have the Air and Fire Dragon. Expand your creative energies, harness your creativity, excitement, and enthusiasm. Communicate your passion. Can you put your drive, your passion, your desires into words? Words are communication. That's Air's specialty. Fire is passion and divine drive. Can you put that divine drive, that fire, that passion, that I have to create this and I have to do it right now, into a communication form where you verbalize it, you create it through a visualization, and you create a magnetic field that draws in the thing that you're hunting for, the thing that you've been wanting for so long. The Air and Fire Dragon are saying, you put your passion into the best way that you can build it, which is communication. And when you build that communication, you speak it to the universe. The universe responds back saying, we got you. I'm not sure why that phrase keeps coming forward, but the Air and Fire, you're working with your energy, which is communication, speed, dissolving illusions, but the fire is bringing in the passion. And in this instance, it's not so much about you actively chasing. Again, they're saying, let the universe bring it to you. Basically, take a physical break and allow your energy to do the work. So, let's see what the message from Source is in this third week of December. We have the Akashic Stargate, aligned with purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. This is the reminder that no matter what else is going on, how rough, how things may not be lined up the way you want them to in your everyday life, your higher self is saying, this stuff is happening because it was set up that way. Everything is happening because it's supposed to be happening. And there is a little bit of a tap on the forehead. You asked for these challenges before you came in. They're in the records. Like, they can show you that. And when you've asked for certain events, hiccups, and sometimes stumbling blocks to be placed out, it's to test you to see if you learned the lesson in previous existences. In this existence, we're finalizing. We are in a time of instant karma, so all of the karma from the past has to be dealt with in this lifetime, because the next one is in a different paradigm completely. So the Akashic Records are saying, let's bring everything, or Stargate, we're bringing this all into fruition. Things that have happened in the past life, past of this life, are all coming to a close. So some of the stuff that's going on, they're showing me, are karmic cleanups, karmic balancing, and just because it was something negative in that time period that occurred, the karmic balance doesn't have to be as severe as it could, because you've got these more positive energies working for you. You have very powerful dragons, you have a lot of divine energies, you have your galactic or divine council coming in. So you have support and aid as you're going through these trials this month. And the Akashic Stargate is saying, even though this is all, it may feel a bit overwhelming at times, it was all planned out. And it doesn't mean that it's going to end up bad. You just have to kind of clear out the clutter, cut away that's a weird picture, the diseased flesh so the healthy flesh can grow back. Sorry, they showed me an image and I'm like, whoa, okay. But that's where we're working at, is you have to clear the stuff out so that you can grow properly. And that's where the trials this month are not going to be very fun. But tapping into that wise man who can guide you, working with the Order of Melchizedek, really tapping into your animal guides, they're focusing on that, is a very good benefit for this month. So your lesson or challenge from the tarot, if I get it off from underneath my arm here, is the Knave of Swords. So again, we're tapping back into your air energy, and this is saying the battle is not necessary, because this is a lesson or a challenge. The lesson is, do you have to fight this fight? That is a question you can only you can answer. I can give you a lot of different reasons, but this is your question to answer. Do I have to fight this fight? Knowledge in battle has a lot of different manifestations, but the big one is when you are confronted with hostility. Do you have to respond with hostility, or can you respond with intellect? Your air. You like thoughts. You like words. You can communicate. The Knave of Air is saying, is it necessary to go physical? No. They're really being adamant, no. But you can use your words to flip the story, to change how things are. So the lesson or challenge is, do you have to deal with this hostility with hostility? Most instances, no. Can you, or will you, meet hostility with intellect, reason, and logic, and flip the script? Fix the way it's supposed, fix the outcome. They're saying that the physical is not the priority in the battles or any of the struggle that's going on. It's how you're responding to it, and in calmness, drawing the positive to you. So your fourth week is the Golden Atlantean Dragon. This dragon sounds powerful. Helps you remember the wisdom of the Golden Atlantis, awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts, and talents, reclaim your mastery. If you work with past life energy, tap into your past Atlantean life. Even if you didn't have an active Atlantean one, tap into your genetic and mimetic memories. Go back. Draw the knowledge forward. There's knowledge embedded in your DNA structures that you may not even be aware of, because we actually don't know what the DNA strand does. In a lot of cases, we know about this much of something that's like 6 miles long. So tapping into that, drawing that knowledge forward, the Golden Atlantean Dragon vibrates at a vibration of awakening is what they're showing me. They're vibrating at a level of elevation, and that doesn't mean that your ego is going to get in the way and be like, oh look, I am so cool. No. It's elevating you in a way that you tap into deeper wells of knowledge within, connections to God's source divine energy, and awakening other aspects of your existence. So this fourth week is setting up for the rest of the month. Has been a little rough, but they're setting this last week up to be, this is the time for healing. You've went through some trials, some hiccups, things that you already knew, your higher self already knew were coming. And the blows have been softened because you have a lot of really powerful guides and interveners, people providing intervention to clean up some of that stuff so it doesn't throw you off of the path that you're on. But they're definitely there to slow you down because you've been moving really fast, and they're saying enough's enough. You need to basically take a break and let the universe do their work. So let's see what Source has to say for this fourth week. And we have the Arcturian Light Codes, evolutionary downloads, recalling your power, future thinking. This fourth week is about you stepping back into your authority. You have the Golden Atlantean Dragon saying, remember who you are. Your DNA memory, your physical memory, your genetic memory, your blood memory, bringing all of those in because the Arcturian Light Codes are elevating you as well. So you're working through, as this month has been kind of rough, this last week is time to put the wound to bed. Basically, you're healing everything, and you're elevating. You had to go through the rough and tumble part because it was setting you up for a new phase of growth and a new aspect of spiritual enlightenment. That does not, of course, that doesn't have to mean you're gonna wake up one day and be like, oh, that's what the meaning of life is. This means that you're going to understand why you went through the things that you did, and you're going to see the path ahead much clearer because you had to clear that other stuff out of the way to be able to access the higher plateau, so to speak. So your lesson or challenge, I have to edit this one, from the tarot is the Nine of Wands. We're dealing with a little bit of fire and passion energy here. I love this deck. You just have to sometimes cover up parts. So the Nine of Wands in this, to me, in this aspect is really saying everything that you've done, are you going to let it tear you down? Like this one, she's feeling kind of bummed, she's a little depressed, sad face. Or are you going to elevate this one? She's much happier and she's in the blues. The blue is healing. She's willing to be healed. She's willing to grow. She's willing to progress forward. The other one is saying, poor me. Poor me. Things are just so rough. And that's where the most of this month has been a little bit of a trial. But your last week, you have a huge amount of healing and growth that is being revealed to you and shown this is why this had to happen so that you can move forward. So are you going to be poor pitiful me over here? Or are you going to be, I needed that, now I understand how to grow and move beyond it? And that's the lesson of this fourth week is, are you going to take the lessons that you've learned this month and move forward with healing, growth, and knowledge? Or are you going to take these lessons this month and be like, poor me? So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the messages that came through today. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button. If you liked this video, please drop a like on it and let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Even if it's constructive criticism, as long as we're respectful, that's all we can ask for, right? With that, I will let you guys go. Have a great month of December, and I will see you in the next video.